Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of From the Rough. It's America's favorite golf podcast right here on FanStream Sports, live from the FanStream Sports studios right here in North Dallas. I'm IndyCarTim, and I am joined by the man who owns the show, the man who people tune in to see.
Oh, here we go.
What do you want? The man with that incredible salad, PGA of America member, Mr. Johnny Bartholomew Gerber Jr. the Fourth, Esquire.
Esquire now. Esquire. Not escort, but Esquire, right? I'm glad you got that correct. What do you want? You're buttering me up. You're just still gloating from last week. I just know you're still gloating from last week.
I mean,
I could see it. I could see your hair is, your bald head is shining. Did you put something on that? Just like your ego at this point, after your miraculous first time ever win on your picks and top 10. I was proud of you. So, but I told you I liked your picks.
You did.
And I had them too, but they were just in a little bit of a different order in terms of Russell Henley and Keegan Bradley. But good for you. Good for you. I'm happy for you. But you know, that was last week. That was last week.
So for those of you that don't know what Johnny's talking about, we'll just do it now. These were my Travelers picks, my dartboard picks. And I hit two of the now I've had a winner before, and I've had a top 10 before. I've had a top 20 before. They're few and far between. I have never hit on two in the same tournament. And I got my Keegan Bradley winner. I got my Russell Henley in the top 10 because he was second. I missed out on Daniel Hamburger as he was T42.
I'll give you Daniel Hamburger had one bad round. If he doesn't have that bad round, just plays averages, you hit a little trifecta. That's what they call a trifecta.
Man, can you imagine how I'd be gloating even more?
No, that's hard. That's hard. I don't know if that's possible at all, because you just I'm surprised you could get in the studio there in Dallas.
Man, I had to tilt my head this way. These doors only open 36 inches minus the width of the door. So, you know, it's tough.
It's like that basket head when you get misered up. You just couldn't get through the door. Yeah.
Yeah, this was me trying to squeeze my head in the door.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's good fun at the Travelers. We are here to preview the Rocket Classic up in Detroit, up in Detroit. But we didn't get a chance to recap the Travelers, and it was quite eventful, especially in the final round. As I don't know, even though I had Keegan Bradley as my winner, I was still kind of pulling for Tommy Fleetwood to finally get over that hump, get that monkey off his back, and all the way up until the tee shot on the 72nd hole of the tournament, I thought he was going to do it. But we talked about it on the JP show this morning together, Johnny. It might have been an epic meltdown, even by Tommy Fleetwood standards, as he bogeys the final hole. He shoots over par on a Sunday round of a PGA event that you were leading. You can't do that and expect to win, especially when Bradley comes up and birdies that hole to take over the win. And I told you, I've seen shorts and footage on social media of, I guess it was a cell phone camera from off the green with whoever was shooting it. You know, Keegan Bradley's over there shooting the putt, hitting the putt, and then Tommy Fleetwood's right in front of them. And he had his head turned away from the green and his face in his elbow because he could not watch the putt. And even after the hit, he didn't move until the crowd reacted. And when the crowd reacted, he knew that it went in. He knew he lost. He didn't look at Keegan. He didn't do anything. He just turned around and walked off the green, just dejected. And I get it. He should be dejected.
And I hate saying this because I hate people who, first off, who've never played sports, who've never played professional sports, use the word choke. I don't like it. It's overstated.
It is.
People who go through these things, who say these things, are very adamant about choke. Listen, I don't say it very often, and I don't like to use the word. I've been in that spot. I haven't closed. Tough, but he choked.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, listen, first off, shooting over par on the final round of a PGA Tour event, and you still have an opportunity to win. First off, that's what he does. Like, he's not a closer. He's just not a guy that just can't close. But when you bogey the hole with a 9-iron, well, he had a wedge. He decided to hit wedge instead of 9-iron and spins it back on a hole that all you got to do is hit it in the middle of the green. Listen, it's bad. It's bad. And we talked about this earlier at JP Peterson's show. It's so weird because, you could take a couple years ago when the 80-foot putt that Nick Taylor made to lose, but that would, if he misses it, if he two putts, they go into a playoff. So he potentially still could have lost there. But he is such a stalwart, and he plays so well in the Ryder Cups, and he plays so well over there that, I don't know what the balance is. Like, I don't know what causes him not to be able to close. He's been in contention many times to close out golf tournaments. This is probably third or fourth time in the last couple of years that he's had these opportunities. And again, I hate saying choke, but in this instance, you have a wedge in your hand. You're a PGA Tour player. You shoot over par the last round. That's not good, bud. I mean, it's just not. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't use that word a lot, but in this scenario, it certainly would fit. But I think he's going to win on the PGA Tour. I do. I don't know. I don't know what that trigger is that he has to. Maybe he has to win 20 more times in Europe or go over there and play. I don't know. Maybe he just needs to drink more. I don't know what. I mean, I don't know. Rory. Did Rory jinx him? 4 holes left with a 3-shot lead. Rory's like, yeah, man, it's going to be good to see Tommy Fleetwood win. And I'm saying, slow down, Lightning. And you look at a guy like Russell Henley, who I had winning, who misses 3 short putts inside 6 feet and calls a penalty on himself on Saturday, which, listen, if you believe in golf karma, which I do massively, Russell Henley's had a great year already, winning API. He's, I'm sure he's going to be on the Ryder Cup team. Had a great year. One of his best years he's had on the PGA Tour. He's going to win again. If you believe in that karma, which I do, to call that penalty on himself, first off, that's class. And second off is, there's more good things coming for Russell Henley. But I don't know. I don't know what it is with Fairway Jesus, man. I don't know. I don't know what his deal is. I can't figure it out. Is it because he's 5'4"? I don't know. Is
he really that small? He's not that small, is he?
He doesn't, they check him for the rides at Six Flags, man. I mean, they do. They check the height. They check the height. Whatever they say on there, take 4 inches off.
And you know what? The great Wikipedia doesn't even say his height and weight.
Oh, that's how little he is. I don't think they're allowed to say it if you're under the looking age of 18 or 17 or 16. I don't think they're allowed to.
So Tommy Fleetwood, 6 runners up.
No, I thought he was going to say 6 foot. I said, there's no way.
Oh, no.
There's no way.
6 runner-ups, 5 P3s, 28 top 5s, 42 top 10s, and 135 made cuts.
Does it say his Ryder Cup record?
Probably, but not.
Yeah, it has to say his Ryder Cup. I mean, his Ryder Cup record is outstanding.
Well, he's great, and he's won overseas, right? Like,
yes.
Yeah, this article doesn't have his Ryder Cup record.
Well, it's good. We'll just say it's good.
Yeah, absolutely, it's good.
And he is not in any jeopardy. He's the 15th or 12th best player in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, is he the guy? Is he the best player maybe ever, or certainly the best player to never won a PGA Tour event? Forget the majors. He's certainly the best player that's never won a PGA Tour event.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to believe that. You'd have to.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I don't know. Is there good? Is it just getting tested? I don't know. I don't know. You're asking. That's a question I can't answer.
Yeah, it is what it is, and we hope the best for him, and we hope that he will. He's going to get over the hump here one of these days. It was a little painful to watch though on Sunday. We also had over the weekend, Johnny, right in my backyard over at Frisco Ranch, the new Frisco Ranch. We had the KPMG Women's PGA Championship with some of our favorite players over there. And I actually got to see one of my broadcast legends on Friday when I went, as Golf Channel brought back Grant Boone on the call.
You a Grant Boone fan?
I love Grant Boone. I always have.
Where is that from?
And his old, long retired broadcast partner, Julie Inkster.
Wow.
The old school pairing of Grant Boone and Julie Inkster were in my backyard at Frisco Ranch. And of course, I had to make my way on Friday up to the broadcast tent because I saw him up there. I never got to meet, obviously, either one of them, but Grant, I really wanted to meet when I knew he was there. Went up, I beat him down for about 20 minutes of golf talk. He's going to come on the show. He can't wait.
Beautiful.
Or he was just being super nice.
Probably both.
But did you know this? Because I did not, of this guy that I've been a fan of for years. Because I jokingly asked him, and I'd had a few drinks.
No
Grant,
way.
how cool is it that you're the nephew of the great Pat Boone?
Oh,
And
he is?
Completely joking. And he goes, you know I am, right? And I said, no, I was joking. He is the nephew of the great entertainer, Pat Boone. And I was joking. And he goes, yeah, not a lot of people know that. He goes, but I am. That's my uncle.
That's how he got the voice, I guess.
He says that's my dad's brother. Yeah.
That kind of makes sense. And not only that, well, I'm glad you got to do that and meet him. And I'm glad you got to be around my wife a little bit. I was happy for her that she won.
Well, she looked good out there too.
Oh man, I'm so proud of her. We'll see her. I'll see her back home in a couple weeks. I'm so happy for her. But she lives there, which is great. Yeah. She probably doesn't play there a lot. I don't like the golf course. I've played there a couple times. It's not for me. It's a little bit. First off, it's way too hard.
Yeah.
And how they set it up for a PGA member, I don't want to be super critical. I'm hoping once it grows in a little bit, it'll get a little bit more character. So one of, I don't know. It's just not a type of golf course that I like. I'm more into the 100-year-old golf course, tree lines, old school, Donald Ross, those types of things. But hey, listen, it was a hard test. It was hot. It was windy. And, one of the best players in the world and the person that loves me the most probably won the golf tournament. And I'm happy. I'm happy for her. And
Gino Titicul was in the lead for most of the way. And by the way, I saw her at McDonald's remember I told you I followed somebody in a marked vehicle? It was her.
Yeah.
I realized it was her after I saw her. That was on Wednesday of last week when I was headed to the studio. She was in the marked Lexus, courtesy vehicle and pulled into McDonald's with me. And I didn't recognize her at the time. I'm not too familiar with her, but when I saw her on the course and her leading on TV, I was like, holy crap, that's who I was in McDonald's with. So that was another brush I had. She played really well. There was a lot of complaints about the course, Johnny.
Yeah.
And this is why I wanted to get into this real quick before we get into the Rocket Classic preview. As a lot of number one, the wind was huge, which is weird because it's across the street. You know how close that course is to my house.
Right across the street.
I didn't have any wind at my house. As I'm watching it on TV, I'm looking at my trees in the backyard and they're just still. But part of it, I guess, is because it's so far in that open area where they built it and across the highway, there's just not any trees and it's kind of elevated,
Yeah.
But it was bad. And you had a lot of people complaining about the conditions, complaining about the heat, complaining about the wind, complaining about the course. And you had three players finish under par for the tournament. And of course, Minjee Lee at 4 under. Then the two T2s were at 1 under. Everybody else over par. I heard a lot of the same complaints that I heard from the U.S. Open at Oakmont. The course, it shouldn't be this hard. This is too hard for the players. We actually had one LPGA player who came out bashing the course, but not because it was hard, because it was boring, as she said. She said, who was it? It was it Angel Yu? Angie Yu? Yeah. Angel Yu?
Angela Yu.
She came out and said the course was boring while she was proceeding to shoot like 10 over par, and I'm like, just shut your whore mouth right now.
Ooh, that's a little firm, but no, she finished pretty well. Actually, she played bad one day, but she came back. I think she ended up finishing in the top 10. It was Angela. It's the American Angela, the little heavy set. Yeah, but she played well. But they that was difficult. They were getting frustrated. I mean, it was
Angel
6-hour rounds.
Sorry, that's who it was. Angel Yin. Yeah, sorry. She did finish T6 at 2 over. Yeah.
So, being out there 6 hours, it got them frustrated. The golf course was hard, windy. It was hot as Hades. It was just one of those days that it was supposed to be hard, but that place, first off, they could have made it harder. I'll be honest with you, if they really wanted to.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, it's a major championship. Patience is part of the, your 15th club that you have when it comes to that. And you looked at it, it didn't bother Minji Gerber. So I don't know why. You look steady wins the race when it comes to something like that. There we go. And there it is. That's our wedding picture, I think, isn't it? Is that our wedding?
Where's your body? I mean, if you want a fake wedding picture, I can do better than this.
Oh, she just wants to see my pretty face. That's it. That's the only thing that's it. Yeah. So, hey, listen, it was supposed to be hard at that hard. I mean, if it plays in 4.5 hours, 5 hours, are they complaining? Probably not nearly as much.
Yeah.
If it's not as hot, do they complain nearly as much? If it wasn't as windy, probably not. But I think it's just a combination. But you eliminate half the field that was bitching, and Minji only had to beat half of them, so they're already eliminated at the start.
So we've got
great win for her, fourth major. Fourth major of her career. Dallas native now, living there. I think she's living in Irving, maybe. Or Craig Ranch or something like that. She's playing out there, but good for her. She's been playing well all year. She's getting up there in age. It's hard to say that for somebody like that. I mean, she's
29.
29, but it seems like she's been around forever. Right. I mean, when it comes to that. So great win, great for golf. Lexi Thompson was up there for a while. Nelly Korda didn't really contend. I mean, first day she was kind of there.
She is fun to watch, though, man. That swing is just incredible to see in person.
Yeah. It's I'm glad you went out there. You got appreciation how really good those girls are. And if you as a coach and as an instructor, if you look at their fundamentally swings are way better than the men.
For sure.
Because they don't possess the strength that the men do that can get away with things. So they have to be fundamentally a lot more sound than the men do. And it's really good to watch. They don't hit very many foul balls, man. And you saw that when it's cool just to watch them on the range. They don't hit it very far. Some of the ones do, but it certainly doesn't.
I was impressed with a couple of them.
It certainly doesn't go outside of a pencil. I mean, when they hit it, I mean, it's pretty special, but I'm glad you got to do that. I know we've covered quite a few PGA Tour events. And I was glad that you went out there and got to cover a little bit.
It was fun, man. Yeah, if we don't really have time on the show to talk a whole lot of LPGA, but I feel like, at least covering the majors and the local stuff, would be fun. And we've got some other majors headed towards PGA Frisco. Here's a list of the notable majors, the two that have already happened, the 2023 Senior PGA Championship. We had the 2025 KPMG Women's PGA Championship this past week. In 2027, the PGA will hold the PGA Championship there. The Senior PGA Championship returns in 2029. The KPMG Women's PGA Championship returns in 2031. And then the PGA Championship back in 2034. Those are just the majors, but we know potentially there will be some other PGA Tour and LPGA Tour events held there.
2037, probably the Ryder Cup. One of those years I haven't really got to beat, but that's what they're prepping this thing for. Mm-hmm. They need it to grow up a little bit, get the infrastructure a little bit better over there where that is in Frisco.
Yeah.
So, certainly knowing that the PGA owns the Ryder Cup, a lot of people don't understand. So the PGA Tour owns the President's Cup, the PGA of America, which I'm a member of PGA of America for over 20 years. They own the PGA Championship and the Ryder Cup. So bringing it to home headquarters is certainly a goal of theirs, but they have to work out some kinks. And I think giving it 10 years, I think it's really going to have an opportunity.
I don't know. They might still be working on 380 right there in 10 years.
Yeah.
It's bad right now.
It's moving though. I mean, before too long, that Dallas general vicinity is going to be up by the border if it's not already. So that's a 60-mile little hike there, but it's certainly getting to Denton already. We know that. And it'll continue to go north, but I love it. I love living there in Dallas. I don't like the weather. I love living in Dallas, just the opportunities and the business opportunities and the sports business. It was ranked as the #1 sports city in the country for business itself, and it's proven. I mean, a lot of companies are flocking there in terms of sports. Our home base, FanStream Sports, obviously is there, the mothership, as we continue to branch off, obviously with our studios in Tampa and Ohio, and as we continue to grow. But home base is Dallas, and we do that for a reason.
I love it here. I've been here since 73 for the most part. I mean, I delved out to Canada and to Boston and DC, Northern Michigan for some short stints, but I found my way back here. It's being from Southern Louisiana originally, this is way better than going down there to the bayous.
Yeah.
Have no desire to even go back and visit New Orleans.
Louisiana.
We're going to come back on the other side, talk a little bit about the 2025 Rocket Classic from Detroit Golf Club up there in Detroit. Quite a field they've got coming. Our show brought to you today, as always, by Orion Golf Management Solutions. Head over to oriongolf.com. See what they can do for you if you run a golf facility, whether it's a driving range, a full-blown golf course, a country club, whatever it is. They can help you out with staffing, with events, with F&B, with just about everything, every aspect, whether you need them to do it alone or you just need a little help. They can help you at Orion Golf. Head over to oriongolf.com. See what they can do for you. Let them know Tim and Johnny sent you. And they may admit they know us. They might not. I'm not
Probably
sure.
not. Probably not.
But they can help you out. OrionGolf.com. Head over there. We'll see you at OrionGolf.com. I'm Tim. That's Johnny. We'll be back after this. Today's show is brought to you by Tom's Town, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka. Named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tom's Town, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly. Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. What is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. That is PGA of America member Johnny Gerber. As we come to you on a Preview Wednesday, and we spent the last, 24 handful of minutes or so talking about last week, the meltdown by Tommy Fleetwood at the Travelers and the victory by Minjee Lee-Gerber.
There's no no. She's not keeping both those names.
She's going to keep her professional name, I think.
No, it's not hyphen. And I'm not last. I'm not last on that either.
Well, you're the last name. I mean, you're the man. You have to be the last name.
I don't have to.
Minjee Lee-Gerber.
No,
Gerber you want it to be Gerber-Lee?
Yeah, sure.
That's the girl.
Oh,
that's how the girl. That's when a girl keeps her name. She hyphenates it and then puts the man's name on the back of it.
She ain't doing that, and that just goes to show how much I know about getting married. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot about getting married. So you just come to me, I'll give you all the marriage advice.
And divorce.
A little bit of both, yeah.
And that's our relationship talk for the day.
We hope that's all of our relationship
It won't be, some people tune in to get relationship advice. Some people tune in to get winning golf bets. Some people, weather updates and tourism of Frisco, Texas, or what it's just what it is. It's hot everywhere right now. It's hot here in Kansas City. I'll be in Ohio next week. It's going to be hot in Ohio. I'll be in Tampa after that. So yeah, it's summertime. It's summertime. It's just the way it is.
It's hot. Well, let's get into a little bit of the 2025 Rocket Classic, the tournament formerly known as the Rocket Mortgage Classic, as they have dropped the mortgage from that. I don't know if that's a Detroit thing or they're just expanding their product line. But it might be the strongest field we've seen in Detroit in now the 7th of the tournaments there at Detroit Golf Club. And all the signature events are done. Thank God. We don't have to mess with that crap anymore. And 3 of the 4 majors.
Signature events.
I hate signature. I hate splitting. I just hate splitting the field.
Yeah.
I don't think that's right. I don't think it's stupid. And you know what? If you're going to place that much priority on those 7, 8 tournaments, whatever it is, that just makes all the other ones not important. Just make them all signature events.
Well, they just need to move it around. I mean, Travelers. I mean, I lobby for, Tampa, Valspar getting it. Move it around. I mean, create some value to other facility or other tournaments to where, you're going to get the star-studded fields. Like, Valspar hasn't had it in a while. I'm not saying John Deere, but I mean, you gotta move it around. You can't keep it at the same places, even though Memorial will be a staple. API, just move it around. I think that's the premise of what they tried to do at the beginning.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to be going away here soon. Maybe next year is the last year.
Good.
So I think they're going to be moving off of signature events. That's why they lowered the field in terms of keeping your car to 100 to get in the FedEx as opposed to 125.
Yeah.
So, and I certainly think with a new commissioner coming on board, there's going to be some changes as well as as they kind of restructure the whole business model a little bit for the PGA Tour. So there certainly is going to be some changes coming to the tour and some of those signature events.
Well, tell them to call me because I can help. That's for damn sure.
You have an opinion. I don't know if it's going to help or not, but there's certainly an opinion.
They might know which way to not go if they talk to me.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Yeah. But we've got just the British Open left on the majors card, and so that means that we are drawing closer and closer to the playoffs. So guys are vying for position there, trying to get as many points as possible. And then maybe more importantly, we're just 3 months away from the Ryder Cup, Johnny, at Bethpage Black in September. And that's why you've got guys like Colin Morikawa, Patrick Cantlay have committed to this field this week. Both of those guys are still searching for answers to their game. They've got winless droughts that span multiple seasons now. They've got to add points to their totals for the U.S. Ryder Cup team. They're both on the outside of the top 6 automatic qualifying spots. As I mentioned, just 3 months out now. But there's a good chance they will both be there as picks. But one thing we do know who will be there, and that is U.S. Ryder Cup captain and Travelers champion Keegan Bradley. But the big question is he going to play, which would make him the first playing Ryder Cup captain since Arnold Palmer in 1963.
Yeah, tough dilemma for him, especially if he continues to play well. But a little bit of side note, Colin Morikawa, who I have strong opinions on.
Sure.
Fired his caddy again. different caddy. So
it's someone else's fault.
Yeah, absolutely. So he will be going into his third caddy in the last 2 months. So, and he let go of his coach for a while and kind of brought him back and realizing, hey, this is me. It's not everybody else around me.
Yeah.
Is it problems at home? I don't know.
No, look, you can't have it both ways.
Who?
You can't have Min Ji Lee and Colin Morikawa's wife.
Says who?
Says both of them. I guarantee you.
I'm grown. I am a grown man.
Well, they are too, unfortunately.
Are they?
So they're not going to let you have both.
Who said they're going to let? Who said let? I mean, it's just what's going. It's what's going to happen.
This is America. This is not Iran.
I'll move to Utah.
I'm sorry, Iran.
I'll move to Utah.
Well,
and they allow that what they do. Anymore. Oh, they don't even do that anymore.
No, they don't allow that in Utah since like the 1800s.
Well, that's going to be a tough choice. It's going to be a tough choice.
Oh, not for me. It's not a tough choice for me at all.
Okay.
Like if I had to pick between those two, Johnny, I'm going with Min Ji Lee, who can support herself and bring some money to the relationship.
Well, that's your side of it. Yeah, you got to.
Colin Morikawa's wife don't do nothing.
You need a sugar mama. That's what you need.
That would be great, man.
Yeah, that plays golf.
Good Lord. Yeah, I need to go to that dating site, golfdate.com or whatever it is. Have you seen this?
No.
There's a dating site specifically for people who play golf.
I've never heard of that before.
You need to be a sponsor here. What is it?
If they do, they might.
It's called Golf Singles Dating. Yeah. Yeah, golf singles dating.
I need to be the spokesperson. I'm single and I play golf and I'm good at both. I'm good at being single.
Golf singles, golf.singles.com, I guess what it is.
Sounds like a lot of dots to me. That might be fake. That might be one of them scams.
Yeah, there's a lot of those out there.
Yeah,
I don't know.
When you have more than two dots, I think that's the first sign.
I will check out Golf Singles Dating and report back on our Monday recap.
Okay.
Of Rocket to tell you if it's worthwhile and if it got me a sugar mama or not.
Okay. Well, again, I told you we weren't done talking about relationships.
Yeah, we never are. I
knew it was coming.
But
no, I don't know what's going on with Colin Morikawa. Listen, Patrick Cantlay and Colin Morikawa are certainly going to be on the team, whether they earn it in points.
Yeah.
It's just what's going to happen. They're way too good of players. They've had the experience, and I know we joke a lot about Colin Morikawa, and just because of the incident that happened a couple years ago at Memorial when we had him, and listen, these are all for the new people watching the show. These are all jokes. They're in jest. They're fun. This is what this show is about. So it's not called From the Fairway. It's called From the Rough. You never know what you're going to get. Right?
The Oakmont Rough is what we should start to call it.
That's right. Deep in the rough.
In the rough.
Deep in the rough. But listen, those guys are certainly going to be on the team. And, this is what happens with some of these guys. I mean, their game isn't where they want it to be. And they start searching, whether they're searching for new equipment, new swing, change in their swing, new coach, new caddy. That's just a part of the evolution of what these guys are. And, you very rarely, to be honest with you, there's a couple guys that should have changed already. And not because it's going bad or not because they don't get along. It's just sometimes it's just a new voice.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just a new way of doing things. And the first person that comes to mind is Jordan Spieth. And listen, Michael Greller's great. Cameron McCormick's great. There's nothing wrong with them, but they've been together for so long. And, the results aren't coming. I know Jordan's, got a couple kids and family matters now and things like that. But, just a different voice, different opinion, change of something certainly can help a lot of people. And I certainly think it could help Jordan Spieth. But, with Colin Morikawa is that two caddies, third caddy going into the rest of the year. Is it going to change? I mean, is it going to change what he's doing? I mean, I don't know.
Well, they say, you say it all the time. Sometimes a different voice can help. Well, now he's going to have two different voices in the span of a few weeks. That's not a good thing when you get too many voices. So I don't know what the issues were with him and his first caddy. I don't know what the issues were with him and his second caddy, other than he just sucks right now. But at some point, you got to fix things on your own. And it's not your caddy giving you bad advice on the field. It's on the course. It's you hitting bad shots on the course, and it doesn't matter who tells you to lay up here or to fade it. You got to hit the shot, and at some point take responsibility for your sucky golf game, Colin Morikawa.
Yeah, and it's you know, that's a common thing with tour players and players alike. It's never your fault, right? It's just golfers are weird that way. We're mentally just a wreck most of the time, and it's never our fault. It's whether it's the wind or, you know, you didn't sleep good. It's, you know, you're blaming on everything else but yourself, because if you have that blame on yourself, then, you know, you never know what can happen. But it certainly an interesting scenario. I'll dig a little bit more into it as the weeks go on, but curious to see who his caddy's going to be. Probably
Fluff.
Pretty sure he's going to. I don't think Fluffs wants to deal with him, but I think his next event will be Scottish Open.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big event and
right
part of the PGA Tour now, right before the British. So Scottish, and then we'll see who he's got on toting that thing around for the next couple of weeks once we get into the Scottish Open and the British Open.
As far as Keegan Bradley goes, he's now got 4 wins out of the last 3 years. He's got more trophies than anyone not named Scotty and Rory during that time. And another win here this week would only turn up the volume for the conversation around him possibly playing the Ryder Cup. Going back to the missed cut at the 25 Masters for Keegan, he finished T18 at RBC, T30 at the Truist, T8 at the PGA Championship, T7 at the Memorial, T33 at the U.S. Open. I don't think anybody blames him for that, though. And then finally coming across the finish line first at the Travelers. And, man, the momentum that he's got right now, and we'll get into your picks here in a little bit, but I don't think it would surprise anyone to see him do well at coming up here at the Rocket.
Yeah, I mean, it's a dilemma. I honestly – I want to say it this way. I think even if he qualifies on points, I don't think he plays.
I don't think he wants to play. I think he's downplaying this tremendously right now.
And I think that's probably the right call.
Yeah.
You know, and here's why I say this. You know, just our record in the last few years of the Ryder Cup, I think all his attention needs to be on creating the team, not trying to create the team and trying to play. I just think that's too much distractions.
Right.
I think if it was a little bit different, if we were dominating the Ryder Cup over the last 10 to 12, 15 years,
right,
which it's the other side, they're dominating it. Being on home soil, playing in New York, playing in the Northeast area. I think he's more focused and wants to just be the captain no matter what if he gets it on points. Now, that being said, he still wants to play good golf. Like, I don't think he's playing good golf for a goal to get the Ryder Cup team. I just think he wants to play good golf. I do.
Right.
And this is kind of unprecedented. I mean, guy who's still playing, that's a Ryder Cup captain. Usually they're a little bit older, kind of done with their playing career on the PGA Tour. Think about it this way. I think he really wants to play good golf. And I'm not saying the guys don't respect him, but they will respect him knowing that he can still play really good golf,
right,
as he captains the team, right? What he maybe says will stick a little bit more. Not saying that he's not, because he was a controversial Ryder Cup captain pick. Like, I mean, it wasn't unanimous picking him. I think there was a lot of people surprised. Going into getting picked, he hadn't really played that well. He's played okay. He was played okay. He wasn't, star-studded. I mean, he just wasn't. He didn't make I don't think he made the President's Cup team last year, did he?
No.
So I just think that I think he wanted to prove to the guys that he can still play. And I think if you're still playing at a really high level, captaining a team like that hasn't had a lot of success over the last years, certainly will give him more credibility with the guys. And I'm not saying that they'll listen to him a little bit more, but maybe that left ear opens up a little bit.
Oh, he did make the President's. He was.
Oh, he did. Okay.
He scored the winning point. Yeah. For the President's
okay.
Cup. I knew that.
My mistake then. Then that's my mistake. That's my mistake.
But it has no bearing on this year and what's happening for sure.
I just think I think he wants to just play good golf, and I think he wants to prove to the guys he can still play golf as he captains the team. Like I said, I would be surprised even if he did make it in points that he would play. Just my opinion.
you know, we're seeing all the interviews of the everybody saying, "Oh man, we hope he plays. He needs to play. He's playing really good golf right now. He needs to play." And at the same time, when you hear someone talk to him about it, he tremendously downplays it, which is the right move, no matter what you're going to do. You know, you don't want to put that much attention on yourself, but there's probably a reason guys haven't done it in 60 years, right? 62 years. It's really hard to do both, right? Because there's a lot of things you got to focus on as the captain of the Ryder Cup during that week, and the least of which is worrying about your own golf game.
And the weeks coming prior to it, like things that you have to do, and that takes away from your preparation of playing competitive golf. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I think he plays the British Open. I don't think he'll play a lot between that and the FedEx Cup.
Right.
And then after the FedEx Cup, you got a few weeks off. And he won't play then. I mean, obviously no points. So it's curious. We haven't, you know, guys of the PGA Tour, the Ryder Cup captains haven't been in this predicament for a long time. And we'll see how no one really knows. Really, you can have your opinion. I have my opinion. No one really knows but him. And I think he's already made his decision up. I really do. I don't think he is, oh man, let's wait to see what happens. I think he's made his mind up what he's going to do.
Let's get into a little bit to our favorites here, our betting favorites, before we take our final break and get into Johnny's winning picks and my dartboard picks. Johnny, with the top players not being here this week, your favorite at 12-1, Colin Morikawa, which is a curious pick for me based on everything that we've just been discussing. We know that he's been tweaking with his game. He was seen on the range at the U.S. Open working on some things. He was at the Travelers hitting shots without a glove, working on some things. Just, literally searching, grasping for straws is what we call that. But at 12-1, he is your favorite, followed by Patrick Cantlay at 16-1. This will be his third regular PGA Tour event of the year and the first since the week ahead of the Masters. He dropped to number 20 in the official world golf rankings. But you know, I don't think his game is necessarily as far off as a lot of people are saying it is. He's got 4 top 15 finishes in the last 6 starts, with the 2 outliers coming in the form of missed cuts at the PGA Championship and the U.S. Open. We've talked a little bit about Patrick and what his game is like right now, and I don't think it would be crazy to see good things from him this week, especially with the motivation he's got for the Ryder Cup and the playoffs coming up. At 18-1, Keegan Bradley, it is his best season from a statistical standpoint, and it could get a lot better this week. He arrives in Detroit inside the top 10 in the official world golf rankings for the first time in over 10 years. And as one of the favorites to take down the tournament here, he's made the cut in all 4 trips prior, thanks to the comfort he's finding, I think, on the greens. He's putting very, very well right now. And if he putts like he did at Travelers, he could do some damage this week. Ben Griffin, 22-1. What are your thoughts on Ben? He's pretty red hot right now still, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough for a guy to win 3 times on the PGA Tour. This golf course fits him well. You have to drive the ball well. It's an old school type of golf course. It fits him well. I just don't – we have him on our card. We don't have him to win for a couple reasons. When we get there, we look at value. And at 18-19-1, Ben Griffin, I don't see the value. It's very difficult for a guy to win 3 times on the PGA Tour in one season. Is he tired? He plays a lot of golf. It's going to be hot, and it's going to be hot in Detroit. There's a lot of bad things in Detroit. The heat this week is going to be one of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like him. Just because of how he drives the golf ball. I just don't have him to win this week. I like other situations, and I like more value in some other guys this week.
Yep, for sure. Cameron Young at 28-1 is curious. He probably should have won this tournament last year, but a final round 73 and a broken driver on the back 9 on Sunday were his undoing. A pair of contention runs in a pair of appearances. He should be licking his lips as his form seems to be reemerging, thanks in large part to his putter. He's never been someone known to putt very well, but he ranks 9th on the tour in strokes gained putting this season. So he's very, very close, Johnny.
Yeah, I mean, didn't play well last week at Travelers, which was a surprise. Played well at the U.S. Open, especially over the weekend. Coming into the Travelers, I thought we had him on our card. I thought he would play better, especially after the success he's had in the past, shooting 59 there. Just not a good performance last week. But, if we look at it this way, good week, bad week, is he due to have a good week? That's this Cameron Young. I'm just not saying that just by flipping a coin. The consistency with him, it just seems to be weird. Like he skips a week in terms of, he'll have play really good and then play poor and then play really good the next week. So, yeah, we have him on our card. We like him in our number one spot, and we'll talk about it a little bit later on after the break.
At 33-1, you have the great, thank God for Harry Hall, and then Hideki Matsuyama. If you haven't heard a lot from Hideki Matsuyama, it's because he hasn't been doing very much. He set the PGA Tour scoring record en route to victory in the first week of the season and has been held outside the top 10 on the leaderboards ever since. A combination of inconsistent putting and wayward driving, I think, have been way too much for his iron play and short game to overcome. I don't know what to think of Hideki right now going into this week. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, he can't continue to drive it like he's driving it. This golf course will chew you up when it comes to that. I'm not so sure he's completely healthy either.
Yeah.
He came out at the beginning of the year thinking he was going to have a great season. The only thing I can really think about just through my connections is I just don't think he's healthy. He's a little bit to me like Rory is. When he drives the ball well, the golf course sets up for him from the tee. When he drives the ball well, he's extremely dominant, as you could tell when he set the scoring record at the beginning of the year, right? So, like I said, you have to drive the golf ball well here, because if you drive the ball well, you're going to have a lot of wedge opportunities here. He hits the ball plenty high. He's one of the highest ball hitters on the PGA Tour. You were shocked when we covered the Byron Nelson, how big he is.
Yeah, he's
realize how big of a guy Hideki is, and he's thick,
broad shoulders, and
And I'm questioning his health right now. I just don't like the way he's been driving the golf ball, and for him to be, I think he's getting those odds just by who he is, not really by how he's been playing.
Exactly. Siwoo Kim comes in at 35-1. Luke Clanton, the new pro, at 40-1, along with Max Grazerman 40-1 and Wyndham Clark at 40-1. Let's go ahead and take our final break, Johnny, and then coming in on the other side, we will bring you my dartboard picks for a good laugh for everyone. Although I think I'm a little redeemed.
We all
have a little redeemed, at least for a week.
Not
right?
a little.
Let's not laugh at Tim's dartboard picks. So, although Johnny may have a fit with one of my picks, I think Johnny's going to have a problem.
If you got Harry Hall on there with that hat on, I'm out.
I don't have Harry Hall, but I know I'm doing that next week. No. And then, of course, Johnny's winning picks for the 2025 Rocket Classic preview. Today's show brought to you by Tomstown Distilling Company in Kansas City, Missouri, right there where Johnny is. Head over to toms-town.com. Take a look at their menu of some great distilled products, their bourbons, their gins, their vodkas. They got a great line of seltzers over there at toms-town.com, available in over 40 states for delivery. Head over there and let them know that Tim and Johnny from the Rough sent you. We'll be back after this.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Today's show is brought to you by Tomstown, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka. Named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tomstown, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. And what is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports, live from the mothership in North Dallas, sunny, hot North Dallas today. As you can see here in our beautiful video of the beautiful studio, right off the tollway in Dallas. Appreciate everybody popping on a preview Wednesday as we try to bring Johnny back into the room here now. There he is. Welcome to your show, Johnny.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. After last week, I figured you try to cut me out at this segment, certainly thinking it's your show.
Who are they really here to see here? No, it's you. It's always you. Don't be silly.
I know.
Johnny's picks make people money. Mine just get the laughs.
A lot of money, especially the matchups. A lot of money.
4-0 on the matchups last week.
38-10-4 for the year. We're still, last week it could have went either way, but we're not having a great year. Listen, we're very transparent when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah.
I put my own money on the line. I'm just not like everybody else that just says, hey, take this. I sweat it. I risk it. For not having a great year, we're still plus over $3,000 profit, $3,175 net profit for the year.
Yeah.
It's not a great year for us, but there's a lot of golf left. But we're still making money. Those are $100 wagers throughout the year, but 38-10-4 in our matchups. And, 4-0 last week. 4-0, that caught us up there a little bit. So looking for some more. Looking for some more winners this week, partner.
Well, let's get some winners, Johnny. And as usual, I will give my dartboard picks first before we get to the money making, because we have to have a little bit of comic relief, even for Johnny here, as we bring mine to the stage. And I will go backwards with mine, as I do oftentimes. Start with my top 20. For those of you that don't know, I only give a winner, a top 10, and a top 20 every week. And they are based solely on my, I guess, whatever little tidbits I picked up from Johnny over the past 5 years doing this show, who clearly knows what he's doing. And I don't do nearly the research he does. That's why they're just the dartboard picks, and they're just for fun. Y'all don't listen to me, but you'll listen to Johnny. But in my top 20, Johnny, my buddy, Max Homa. The numbers and the finishes with him are not great this year, but there's something about his game right now that makes me think he's closer to what it looks like he is to a win. He comes back to a place where he's finished inside the top 25 in 3 straight years. His ball striking is slowly but surely beginning to turn back around. And if it does, it'll be met with a red-hot putter that could carry my buddy Max Homa into a top 20 this week.
That is your buddy.
That is my buddy, man. He is just not playing well. See, I'm trying to give him some good juju. That's what I'm trying to do here. What little I can. And my top 10 at plus 450. A lot of value here in my top 10 at plus 450 with former winner this year, Akshay Bhatia.
God bless you.
He was one of the runners up here a season ago. He might not arrive in such stellar form, but he should be able to find it at Detroit Golf Club. He's with a course with wide fairways like this and with very little penalty for missing them. I think it suits well for him. I don't like left-handed golfers, and it's really hard for me to figure out how they're going to play places. Johnny's probably a lot better at that than me. But I think his iron play is good enough right now, and his putter has shown signs of life in recent tournaments. So I liked him, especially with the value in the top 10 at plus 450. He's going to get things turned around here shortly. And then finally, the pick that I know Johnny's butt is puckering over, and he's going to question and scratch his head about my winning pick for Matt Fitzpatrick at 45-1. Look, I know it's a stretch for him. He's outside the top 70 in the FedEx Cup standings. He's outside the top 25 in the European Ryder Cup standings. And I know he's got a lot of work to do, but I think he could get things going in the right direction this week. He's beginning to find his stride a little bit in all aspects of his game. He finished very quietly at T17 at the Travelers without any help from his putter, which had been doing him pretty well over the past month. So I think maybe Matt Fitzpatrick brings it all together in Detroit and gets a big win at 45-1. Johnny, your immediate thoughts on the far submitted as my picks?
Boo.
Wow, I didn't get any love on these picks, did I?
I don't like it nearly as much as I like last week. But
right. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You're a left-handed golfer. Your thoughts of left-handed golfer is certainly way off.
I don't think they can play golf very well.
Your perception of what Max Homa is doing right now is way off.
What is wrong with what I said about Max?
What's right?
I said he's not playing great, but I think he's closer than a lot of people think to getting back on target.
Who thinks closer than who thinks?
Well, nobody thinks he's going to put things together to win or to play well this week. I think opposite of that. I think just by sheer spite, you should never put Matthew Fitzpatrick on your card because it was Matthew Fitzpatrick until he won the U.S. Open. Now it's Matt Fitzpatrick. Right.
So,
I'll call you whatever I want me to call you. I don't care about what his first name is. So
I'm gonna call him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay.
There are my wonderful dartboard picks. But now it's time to get into something that everybody really cares about, and that, of course, is Johnny's picks for the Rocket Classic here in 2025 with his winners, his hammy, his top 10, and his top 20. Johnny, tell us about what you got.
Yeah, like we talked about before, just really close last week after getting a winner a couple weeks ago. But still, plus $3,175 units, however you want to say, on $100 plays for the year. Not great for us, but still getting you some profit. 38, 10, and 4 on our matchups on the weekend, 4-0 last week. Getting back to it, as we had some close calls last week, we do like Cam Young this week at 23-1. This is where we got him. All of our plays are through betus.com. So if you want to check out what our matchups are and where are we getting our odds, go to betus.com. Cam Young, 23-1. Like we said, I liked with his success there last year. I know he didn't play well at Travelers last week, played well at the U.S. Open. I like the way he plays here. I like this is the type of golf course that he grew up on in the New York area. It was a little bit hillier, but it's old school. I think Cam Young, as well as he's driving the golf ball at 23-1, I like him with some value. The youngster coming out, Luke Clanton, 35-1. If you look at the trend with all these guys are really good drivers of the golf ball. This is what you have to have here at Detroit Golf Club. Reason being, not saying that you have to, be the best or you have to hit it the straightest or the farthest, is if you're able to drive it well, you're going to have a lot of wedges in your hands. And this is why I like Luke Clanton at 35-1. I think this guy is wouldn't surprise me if he's going to win on the PGA Tour this year. I think there's good value there at 35-1. Tim got a little bit better odds when you talked about it earlier in this show, but I like him there. If he can drive it, his stats are his top 5. He's top 5 longest guy on the PGA Tour this year by his stats. I think he's getting comfortable on the PGA Tour now after turning pro, and I think that's a big part of it. I love him at 35-1. Guy that fits that same mold, winner on the PGA Tour, Chris Gotterup at 45-1. If this guy can drive the golf ball, if he can keep it in between those white stakes, man, this guy has a great opportunity to win here. You're going to have to go low here. This guy can make birdies in bunches. It showed that when he won in Myrtle Beach. I like his game, and I like it. Like I said, if he's driving the golf ball well, he's going to have a great opportunity at 45-1. Our ham sandwich pick this week, Taylor Moore, 65-1. Taylor Moore, over the last 4 years playing Rocket Classic, has not finished out of the top 15. Not had a great year so far, but I like him in this spot with really good value with our ham sandwich pick at 65-1. 2 top 10s this week, Ben Griffin at plus 260 and Alex Smalley at plus 550. Again, very difficult to win on the PGA Tour 3 times in a season. That's why we didn't put him in our winner circle. And also there wasn't a lot of value there. Not saying there's a lot of value at plus 260, but I think if he can just kind of stay steady, he plays a lot of golf. Can he be tired than this heat? Maybe. We will see. But at plus 260, there's decent value there as opposed to getting him in at 14 or 15-1 as an outright winner. And Alex Smalley, when he, again, fits the mold of a long hitter on the PGA Tour, if he can keep it in between the trees, I think he's going to have a lot of wedges in his hand. He's been playing solid. I think he's trending well. I think there's a good opportunity and good value at plus 550 to finish in the top 10. And our 2 top 20s, Max Grazerman at plus 180 and Steven Yeager at plus 260. Tim, where's your shot? You know the deal.
I got it. I got it.
I don't know for all you listeners to the show, and if you're new to the show, every time we have Steven Yeager on our card, Tim has to do Yeager shots. We have a Jägermeister machine in our studio in Dallas, Texas.
We do.
Believe it or not, we have a keg with 2 kegs in it. We have a fridge. We have a Jägermeister machine just for this purpose. Steven Yeager. I didn't put him on the card just because to watch Tim do a shot and be drunk.
He did.
6 o'clock at night. But then just a little bit. But I do like Grazerman, plus 180. Again, one of the longest guys on the PGA Tour. I think he's trending well. He's played well over the last few weeks. Not a lot of money to be made on him at plus 180, but top 20, I think he can just play steady, walk through it, and finish in the top 20. And again, Steven Yeager at plus 260. This is kind of the time Steven Yeager needs to put it in gear. Hasn't had a great year, but he's a grinder. He's had a lot of opportunities. The first couple rounds in a tournament and has faded on the weekend. I think the trend maybe is a little bit kind of be the same way. That's why we didn't put him to win. But I think he can kind of do that, get enough of a cushion there before going into the weekend to finish in that top 20 spot. That's why we like him at plus 260. So that's our winners this week, guys.
Wow, look at that. A lot of possibilities here for you, Johnny.
A lot.
So we will keep up with those for everybody. Make sure you follow along. We put those out on our social media accounts every Wednesday morning. We also do a mini preview on the JP Peterson Show that you can see live here on FanStream Sports Tampa Bay on the East Coast from 10 to noon. And, of course, you can hear all of the previews and the betting previews and everything right here every Wednesday on From the Rough with me and Johnny, also on FanStream Sports. And then, of course, Johnny's famous and most successful matchups will happen this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Make sure you are tuned in to our social media channels on X, on Facebook, on Instagram. For all of those, I'm also on Threads, and I'm on Blue Sky and all of those fun things that everybody says I have to go be on so I can reach all the people.
And apparently you're going to be on the golf singles dating site too. So check him out there, I guess.
I'm going to go check out golfsingles.com tonight, maybe, Johnny.
I guess you're on there too.
Posting pictures of people playing golf on my golf dating profile. Yeah. I probably shouldn't put videos of my swing on there though, because they'll know for sure.
If you don't want to get a date, that's certainly the best way.
Although I could put videos of me putting, because I'm a hell of a putter.
Well,
that's my brag.
Okay. Well, your guy makes one putt from 3 feet. He thinks he's a great putter.
I made 3 from at least 15 feet, sir, that day.
Well, after you saw the reads 3 times, you should.
I went first every single time. What are you talking about?
Whatever.
I know what you're talking about out there.
Okay.
We will come back and do it all again on Monday to recap the 2025 Rocket Classic preview. It's been fun, Johnny. Special thanks to all our sponsors, Orion Golf, Tom's Town, Turf Life, and Golf Central Magazine. Head over to golfcentralmag.com with the latest issue. Put your email address in there, and they will shoot you a fresh new copy every month for free. I'm Tim. That's Johnny. And until next time, boys and girls, y'all keep hitting them straight.